control. First, a few words about what construction control is. This process ensures that building work is carried out in compliance with the regulations and associated legislation. It is required in order to identify and prevent various violations and defects that can be occurred during the construction process. So, in our system exist the appropriate building control tools developed to register and control the elimination of detected violations. To understand properly what tools an employer has to use working with the building control role, initially it is necessary to prepare the information base. In other words, to fill libraries and directories with relevant documentation. We will start with filling the checklist directory. You know that every construction project is a process with a lot of consequent steps. All these steps are described in the construction checklists. We have succeeded in creating the directory of checklists in our software. So, the checklist is a tool for control which streamlines to accept an object. Here I'd like to add that the CLS can be efficiently used not only at the final stages, but from the very beginning and during the documentation verification for compliance with the regulations. The checklist directory documentation verification for compliance with the regulations. The checklist directory is placed on the system homepage. In the left part of the window, you can see a list of items for which quality control should be carried out. All items are grouped into lists. And the directory is compiled on the basis of the requirements specified by the organizations for products manufactured in this field. For example, for detailed design documentation issued during the design. Now let's create in the library of checklists for our project a new item, building control, and its subsection, installation of windows and doors. To do this, go to the top level, use the context menu item add, and enter the required name. It is building control. And confirm this action. As soon as we have created this new item, all the required tools for editing, deleting, and so on are available. Next, we will create a subsection, installation of windows and doors, and confirm. In the upper left part of the window, you can see the window checklists. Here are stored all the lists of groups of relevant steps to perform our quality control. Now, in newly created subsection, installation of windows and doors, we will make 4 checklist groups in this window. For example, let it be preparation work, installation work, finishing work, and acceptance quality control for the window installation. To do it, we highlight our subsection installation of windows and doors, and in the window checklists, we call the context menu and use item add. Here we enter the name of all the required checklist groups. After that, for each group, you need to create the stages for quality control performance. For example, in the installation work group, we will enter the following stages: installation of a window block and gap filling. So go to the window checklist, select the group, in our case it is installation work group, And in the window stages, call context menu and use item create. In the appear read line, enter the name of our stage, installation of a window block. So the next we create the gap filling stage. And we have two stages in this window. Now for the selected stage installation of a window block, we will create several operations. These are indicators of the window block surface's appearance, installation of the window block along the cross-section of the wall, the window block vertical and horizontal deviation, sashes, and double-glazed window proper installation and sealing. Using context menu, item create, we enter the required operations. So we have created all the required operations for the stage installation of a block window. And for the gap filling stage, we have created the following operations. These are design solutions, gap filling insulation, and the sealing code for the joint waterproofing and vapor barrier. I have just told you how the checklist directory can be filled in. By the way, the responsible user can update or add the missing data to the required construction object. I just want to emphasize that quality control can cover not only the design stages, but also the stages of author supervision, construction control, commissioning, and you can create the required items in the library of checklists and fill them in. Okay, we have reviewed some information about the directory of checklists, but I have to say that as we use the integrated approach to manage the construction process, our database contains various types of libraries. The libraries tools is located on the system homepage. Here in the left part of the window, you can see the list of already created libraries in the system. These are BIM Resources Library, Catalogs Library, or Prescriptions Library, and others. As I have already mentioned, the libraries can be supplemented with various documents, templates, and so on. Now I would like to teach you how to fill the library in, and we will call the context menu, use item add, and in the period line we enter the name of this new library. It will be as-built documentation template. Now we have to check it in order this library to be used in our system. In the right upper window, as build documentation template library, we will create the section named Hidden Works Inspection Certificate. We call the context menu, use the item add, and enter the name of our new section, Hidden Works Inspection Certificate. Press enter, and the section is created. Now it is required to download the Hidden Works Inspection Certificate file, and we will do it in the upper window files. We call the context menu and use the item upload file. And from the database, we download the required file. Now we will go to normative and technical documentation library. It is created for storing, searching, and displaying the various texts of normative and technical documentation that we will require for our building control. And now we will fill the library of normative and technical documentation in. The library has already highlighted, and in the right upper window we use the context menu, item add, create the new section of this library. It will be built-in control. And it will be consisted of two subsections, civil and industrial facilities. So in the subsection civil facilities, we will create the following items. This window and doors opening, and the next one, walls. Now we have to download the required files in the lower window, files, context menu, upload file, and the required DS2 or the standard is to be unloaded. In our case, we have downloaded the required DS2, and now our library has this document in. Another one very important library created in our database, it is the library of regulatory prescriptions. All the relevant multiply used forms of prescriptions you can find in the library prescriptions library. Here you can see all the required files and so on. So we have just reviewed information on filling the library scene, and it's time to talk specifically about the built-in control. Built-in control is a set of measures aimed at ensuring the quality of construction and installation work, compliance with the deadlines, volume, cost of construction, compliance with the project documentation, and other regulatory requirements. Let's suppose that it is necessary to enter into the system the results of the built-in control concerning the installation of windows on the object on the elements of the model. To do this, you need to go to the Project, Visualization tab, load the Architectural Solutions discipline, and select Specification. Using filtering mode, select the requirement assignment, installation of Windows, and start checking the first assignment. First, we have to activate installation date. To do it, click on this button group. And the first assignment, the installation of Windows of types 2. These two assignments. The date of these assignments dated the 6th of September 2022. And the work was accepted by built-in control on the 10th of September 2022 without any comments. So we can then enter the date of acceptance into our system, and to do this we select these two windows and indicate the date of acceptance using this button. It is the 10th of September. Click OK. And in order to save this date, we have to click on this button to confirm our date of acceptance. Okay, it is done. And the next assignment is installation of window type 1. Here we have found two deviations. One is on the model, it is the vertical deviation of 2 millimeters per 1 meter. And the second one is two areas of protrusion of the ceiling gasket along the perimeter of the double glazed window, and it was found in our checklists. So now it is necessary to register a violation we have found on the model. We need to select a window. We have already done it, and the point selection mode. Here on the window, after that we activate the violation mode. We call the context menu. Using tab Add, we open the window and start to enter the required information of this violation. We have to enter the name of it, the responsible subcontractor, to indicate the article, and the term of elimination, let it be the 21st of May. So we have to link our violation to the project structure, this solutions. Click OK, and now we can see the entry of registration in our system. If it is required to link the appropriate standards or prescriptions into our violation, we found the required deviation parameters. And in the tabs Files, using context menu, item upload file from library, we find the required library of normative and technical documentation. And in the list of library, we have to find the necessary standard. In our case, it is this two for window and door openings. Confirm our action. And here, the required standard is linked to our violation. The same situation we can do with the required prescriptions using prescriptions library. So next, it is necessary to check the work execution on the installation of Windows in accordance with the points in the checklists. To do this, we select the violation entry, double-click to open it, and in the linked objects window, we select the contractor assignment. If it is not existed yet, we call the context menu, use the item link to contractor task, and here we select the required discipline, appropriate construction block, and link it to the required assignment. Then confirm it and close. Here is the link. Here you can see that link is already existed. So we call the context menu, item parameters. Now we are in the window assignment parameters installation of Windows. Go to the tab additionally next to checklists. In the left part of the window, we call the context menu and use the item add from dictionary. In the checklist library, we have to select the required library. It is our new created library built-in control and with its subsection installation of windows and doors. Here you can see our groups of checklists. We check the required one, installation work, and confirm our action. Now this group is activated in the left part of the window. We have to highlight the phases of our built-in control were available. The first phase, installation of a block window, consists of the following operations we have already created. You should remember this. And the first and the second one have been already verified. We can check them. The next two operations haven't yet been verified, so we leave them empty. The next phase, gap filling, we can check design solutions, and it is all. Now we go to the violations tab. For example, our violations have already been eliminated. So here in this window, we can check it. Here you can see the date of elimination. You can see the name of eliminator and so on. We come back to our checklists and check the rest operations. I think I would like to add that in the model you can see this marker. It is gray and it means that our violation has already been eliminated. Now we have to enter the date of acceptance. We go to the tab of acceptance of works tool, and for our assignment of type 1 window, we enter the date of acceptance using this tools. Okay. Don't forget to save it. Okay. It is all concerning, this is all information concerning the built-in control. Thank you for your attention.